Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Heffe Chopshop. This week we're going to swap the engine in the Camry. So before I show you where I'm up to, if you haven't seen last week's episode, go and check it out and you'll see stuff like this. So obviously when I did that I had a plan, and the plan was to engine swap this Vienta. So I've already started, but what I will do is chuck you guys back in time and show you how we got to this point. If you lot are anything like me, which I imagine you are, because you're watching this, you probably want to know what the damage was. So, nothing on this side, just grot. Nothing on this side, just grot. The back of the engine, there's a large window there. Actually, that goes through to the other side. Let's have a look on this side. Where does it come out? Maybe just here, because there is a hole there, there's a hole there, there's a whole bunch of rotational damage that has just smashed the sump. So there's a big hole there, you can see one of the bearing surfaces, and there's another one right next to it, so that's two rods that have let go at least. That's all I've found so far. I thought there was another hole up here, but it doesn't seem like there is. Not that I can see now anyway. But that one's definitely a hole, because like I'm touching the crank. I can touch the bearing surface. And then the sump is just a bit munched as well. Good thing I don't need any of that. It's been about a week since I touched this Camry, so got the engine out on Monday. It's currently Friday, so it's all nice and clean. So what I want to do is rip out the power steering lines, because I'm going to have to get those remade. I want to move the aircon lines, which are mostly out of the way anyway, so that'll be okay, but I need to get those remade at some point. Then I've got to rip all the auto gear out. So this is the shifter cable, so that's got to go. Got to put in a manual pedal, because the engine that will be going back in is manual. So need to just get onto that, and then also the wiring needs to get thinned down, delete all the stuff I can delete, and get this all ready to accept the new engine. So I think I may get lucky, and this power steering line that goes along the cross member is all bolted down nicely. Should actually work with the soft line on the other engine, and then the hard line actually does a 180, goes across the rack, and then does another 180, and then comes back, which then goes into this combination of things. So I'm going to delete all of that, and I'll just put it back to the rack, delete everything from there forwards, and then we should hopefully that other power steering line straight into the rack. If not, we'll have to change the fitting on the end, but it looks like it's in roughly the right position. So I'm going to try and delete all that, and that'll get us a bit closer to, well, no mess in here and a easier swap. So I thought I'd quickly jump inside and remove the wiring, so that is done. I'll need to put that back in, or most of it. And then the shifter's gone, and then the cable is all the way up to the firewall, and there's another plate underneath the aircon box. So I'm going to have to get in there at some point and pull the rest of all those two bolts out, and then pull the cable out, which is going to be a pain in the bum. And I don't want to do it right now. Onto the engine bay, we've got most of the wiring out. Again, that'll get thinned and put back in, and then the shifter cable is pretty much ready to come out, other than those two bolts. So engine bay is pretty clean. It's about as good as I can get it for right now, but everything that I don't need is out of the way, is the main thing. So not sure where I'll go from here. I need to obviously move the car over a little bit, because I can't actually get through there very easily. and then we'll have to get the new engine and put it in and try and make some mounts and stuff, and then just sort of follow the bouncing ball, I guess. See how we go. The only thing I haven't removed that I could remove is this cruise control module. So the accelerator cable comes up to this, which is quite a long cable. So I can disconnect this and connect it to the new engine. But what I want to do is try and keep that so I can keep cruise control and keep all the factory Camry stuff. We'll see how far I get with that before I give up and buy an aftermarket setup, but that's a later problem. So I think I'll leave it here for tonight. I'll come back out in the morning when I actually start this build. It's a new day here on the Camry, so it's 37 degrees out here. So what I'm going to do is just dive into this wiring. I can sit reasonably still and hopefully get somewhere. So I'm just going to take out all the stuff I definitely don't need, and anything that's a little bit questionable or that I do need will stay. So let's get chopping. Alright, as you can see, getting there with the wiring. So this stuff is for under the dash, and then this stuff here goes to the trans. That stuff is coolant and pressure, oil pressure. So coolant, temps and oil pressures and stuff like that. And then this stuff over here is the aircon and the starter and the alternator. And then this guy here is just earths. So I'm getting there. Got the aircon cranking, so I'm sitting right in front of it, which is why I haven't filmed much of this. So I'm getting there, but it's just super hot and super tedious. So I'll catch you up when I've got a bit more progress. Okay, I'm back out in the shed. So I'm not going to show you what the engine is this episode. So if you're wondering what the engine is, you have to come back next week. So I want to try this power steering line and see if the other engine and other power steering line actually just screw straight into that, because that would make my life a whole lot easier. And I may be able to get away without having a custom line. So I'll go get off the other engine and we'll see if it fits. Well, it's a huge bit of good news. So the high pressure line off of the new power steering pump screws straight into the rack with a little bit of a straightening, which is not great. I'll probably get this remade at some point, but this should, very much so, should reach the front of the new engine. So I might get that remade, but we'll see how we go. I'll see if this all works first and then we'll go from there. That's one of the jobs that I thought was going to be a huge pain, so that actually works really good. A few more housekeeping things. So I've gone through and worked out the power steering. So that comes up to this power steering reservoir, and these two used to go to the pump. So because this Camry had hydraulic fans, not electric fans, they were used to go to the pump. So I might have to get a 4-cylinder one which has electric fans. Maybe it won't have those two bulbs there, we'll have to see. But I can just loop those, no issues there. We've got in and out that run to the front. One goes to the rack and one goes to the cooler, and then the cooler goes back and to the pump, which is this guy here. So we should be on a winner with the power steering. Then the air conditioning, I've disconnected the two loose hoses, so there's one in here and one on the bottom of there. For now, they're both gone. I will have air conditioning in this thing at some point, but that's not a huge priority. Although today reaching 40, maybe it should be a priority, we'll see. So the next thing is this shifter cable needs to go, so that's still the auto shifter. So that's going to go tomorrow, the cable. Then I need to sort out the new manual shifter, either the one from the Camry that I've got or from the other car. I need to work out what's going to work and make a hybrid of the two. So that should be reasonably easy. The radiator from the new car actually fits, which is pretty good. It's a very similar size. Outlets are in different spots, so I'm going to have to make some mounts to get it to actually hold on, but it's also looking like it'll fit. So that's pretty good as well. So that's pretty much the things I want to get done for this episode. So manual pedals in, which I didn't mention, the manual shifter and cables, all that in, and then thin the wiring loom out, which I've already done. It needs more work, but that's a later job. And then make the radiator fit. So if I can do that, then we've got the power steering sorted out, we've got the aircon out of the way at least, and we can get into putting this engine in. And then next episode, I'll go in and put the motor in and start attaching stuff, hopefully. So I'll come back out here tomorrow and we'll try and get the manual stuff in. Good morning. So day 2. I've done some stuff this morning which you'll see next week. So what I want to do today is get the radiator mounted up, and then I'll try and get the shifter swapped over, but that's probably going to be a tomorrow job. So here we go. So what I've got here is the original V6 Vienta radiator out of this car. We've got the one for the engine that's going in this car. We've got what I thought was a new version of that, but it seems to be a second gen Camry one, so a XV20, and then fans that I got from U-Pull ages ago for a Series 1. So they don't actually fit on that radiator, which is annoying. So I'd have to get Series 2 fans for that radiator to work, but the outlets, top and bottom, are in the wrong spots anyway. So if I can use the original one off the engine, I'd like to do that, because then I can just keep it all as it was, factory radiator hoses and all that sort of stuff. So if I can use this one, that would be great. I've got the original Vienta one here lined up, and you can see, even if you match them up on the top, so the radiator caps are about level, we've actually got about an inch or so to play with at the bottom to mount it all up. So that's good, because the pins on the bottom of the new radiator don't line up with the pins on the bottom of the old radiator. So what I'm thinking is, if I use the rubbers from the original Camry radiator, make a flat bar that goes along the bottom and it has 2 more holes in it, I can double rubber isolate this guy, and it will also move the pins to the right spot. And then the top, I just need to make some little rad mounts, which is pretty easy because these ones are pins, those ones were just like a saddle type, so could probably even use the original saddle type ones and take the pins off, so that should be reasonably easy. So I'll bin all this stuff and just use the original one for the engine. Let's try and get this thing to fit in there. So I've got a few things cut up already for the radiator. So I used this piece of random galv pipe that I had, made some little collars which fit these random radiator rubbers that I had. So they will fit the radiator, then they will sit on top of this piece of angle line at the desired width, and then I'm going to make these little pins here go on the bottom at the stock Camry width, and then they fit into the stock Camry rubbers which go into the car. So there's going to be a bit of tinkering to get all that right, but I will get all that done and show you where I'm at. So those little pins came off of a old wheel brace. Those tubes there came off of this guy, and then in the process found some stuff I can make engine mounts with, which I'll show you in the next episode. So let's get this welded together, I guess. Okay, I've got everything marked out. So these little pins will go in the bottom and get welded through the top. And then these cups for the other radiator will go there, get welded on there, and then have the rubber installed. So I'll chuck you guys on time lapse and we'll get this thing knocked out and in the car. So that was actually pretty simple and pretty quick. This is red hot still. So the welds on this one didn't come out great. I must not have ground down the zinc enough, or galv or whatever it is. That one, still not great, but that's, you know, what I expect from my welds. And then that guy, not bad. That guy, not bad. And it all lines up. So I'll let this cool down a little bit, and then I'll chuck it in the car. Should be able to trim all this off later, but I'll leave it for now. I'll get this painted and powder coated or whatever later. But I'll just leave it for now, just trim it up later, and then chuck the radiator in and get onto these top radiator mounts, because they should be pretty simple too, and then we can tick that job off the list. So that was actually pretty simple. It does bolt in, or sits in, but it is about 15mm higher than it should be. So I'm going to have to fiddle with that a little bit and get it to sit a little lower, because I don't actually know if that will clear the bonnet, and I don't have the bonnet on, and I don't want to put it on by myself. So let's just hope for the best for now, I guess. I don't know. I'm just going to take a wild guess and say that the guards are the same height as the centre of the bonnet, and in which case this is not going to fit. So let's do all that again and make it 15mm lower. So I went over to the lathe and turned up these little nylon bushes, and as you can see they sit a whole lot lower than the original one. So this just emulates the inside of this bit, so you actually lose all of this height here. So that's about 15mm. So we shall see. Everything's quite tight tolerances, so I reckon these pins will be on the wonk and not fit anymore. So I'll try and get it all in the car and see how it all fits, I guess. I'll probably have to open these up, I reckon. Alright, with an oversized drill bit, a bit of fiddling, got the bottom all back together. Then I found the original top radiator mounts off the new engine and radiator. Opened up this hole a little bit and they actually bolted straight on. So that was awesome. So that one's a little wonky, so I'm assuming the radiator's a little bit that way, or the pins aren't in the right spot from factory, but I mounted everything square with the bottom, so I'm assuming that's all off center a little bit, but I can live with that. I've got plenty of clearance around the battery tray, and the AC, and then over this side, just enough room here for the wiring to sneak through, and power steering and everything. And then there is a aircon line that goes through there somewhere, just in here, so still plenty of room for that as well, under here somewhere. So, pretty happy with that. Now let's do the manual pedal. I should also mention before I go any further that those little spaces that I made, the little white ones, are in there. Brought this down 15mm, and that all mounts up nicely. So this radiator sits about 5mm higher than it did, if that, not even 5mm I reckon. So fingers crossed the Toyota engineers, when they made the Camry bonnet in 1992 or whatever, whenever this car came out, they left a little bit of a gap. We'll see. If I need to take more off, I might be in trouble. Just to skim this rubber, I guess. I'm not really sure how to get any closer down. So going on to this manual pedal, got the master here. So it's off-centered, which is annoying, and it's also crooked, which is annoying. So there's no marks on the actual Camry firewall, but there is a cutout, so I'm going to have to just kind of wing it. I've pulled it apart, mainly so I got rid of this, but then the plunger came out and everything's grot, so I'll clean all that up as well. The pedal inside the car just bolts in, so once this is mounted, I can just bolt the pedal in, which is nice and easy, and then I'll have to trim the brake pedal. So I'm just going to hold this up in the right kind of spot, mark some holes and drill some holes and hope for the best. So I've gotten the master mounted. The first lot of holes were slightly in the wrong spot, so I've had to make them bigger, which I don't love, but I've put a bit of seal on there and it should be all sweet. Coming inside, I've got the third pedal installed. So I'm going to have to cut this one down at some point, and I've got some new rubbers and stuff, so I'll cut that down at a later date. I also need to make a plate over there for the carpet, so whether I can put the original foot stop back or not, I'm not sure yet, but I'll wait till it's all done and dusted. And then while I was in here, I removed the shifter cable that went through to the engine bay, because that is the next job. Let's work out the shifter. So I've got 3 shifters here and my beautiful assistant Harley. So this is out of the car that the engine's for. This is out of a manual Camry, and then that one is the automatic Camry. So automatic and manual Camrys seem to line up bolt-wise, which is nice because I thought they were going to be off, which would be really annoying. So if I line up the front bolts between the new shifter and the Camry shifter, the gear stick is actually pretty much in the same spot. So I'm kind of wondering, being that this one is metal, I can cut and shut it a little bit, and then I'm hoping I can actually put these cables for the new engine gearbox combo onto the manual Camry stuff, instead of trying to mess with this full plastic housing thing. So I'm going to measure throws and stuff, so like when you move these side to side and forwards and backwards and stuff, make sure that the cables move enough and make sure that this shifter will actually get things into gear, because that would be really annoying to get all of that work done and then you can't get gears. So I'll work that out. The new gearbox is 6-speed, the original Camry one, not that I have one, but the original Camry shifter is for a 5-speed, so hopefully it all lines up and we do get enough throw. And then we can use the new cables for the new engine on the old shifter and make it all work. Fingers crossed. So quick measurement, and the new shifter is only 45mm if I go left to right, so it moves the cable in and out 45mm. And front to back it is only 54mm. So that's not bad, obviously. Then the Camry shifter left to right is 11mm more at 56mm, and over 16mm more front to back at 70mm. So if I ditch the Camry cables, I should by all means be able to put the new cables onto the Camry shifter and put the Camry shifter in the car, and it should actually line up. The only problem I'm going to have is the Camry shifter has the forward backwards in the middle, and this one also has it in the middle, but then the side to side is on the left versus the right with the 2 shifters, because as you can see they're both on the insides here, so I'll need to swap that because otherwise we won't get the gears. So I don't know how I'm going to do that just yet, but I'll work that out and get back to you. So I can't really believe how well this is going, to be honest. The cables are probably a little long, but I can make up for that later. Took the Camry cables off the Camry shifter, took the cables off of the new shifter, put them on the Camry one. This one just clips on. So the end of the Camry one looks like this. So it's just a ball and a cup and then a bit of a circlip type thing. And the other one, ball and a cup, and all the bushes and everything are the same size, and it literally couldn't be any better. And then this one, the hole in the end of the cable fits directly on the side of the shifter. So I need to make a bracket for these because neither of them are actually held in, but they're in their good spots. So it's just really good. So this fits really well, the radiator fits really well, hopefully the engine fits really well. I'm going to play with this and work out how to make it all bolt together, or at least stay in place. So this was a bit of a thought process, but I've got it all worked out. So I've just moved this forwards like 30 mil, welded on a new tab that I've made, put in the original stopper from the other car, and then we know that that end in there is all good. It's not currently connected. So now what I need to do is make a plate that slides into the back of the other cable and bolts to the side of here. So I'm going to have to go out for an hour or so, and when I get back I will jump straight into that. So just before I run off, I've got a little bit of time. So what I've done is just hooked up the cable, and what I want to do is measure it. So you can see, probably can't, there's actually a little texture mark on there. So that's all the way back, and then if I go all the way forwards, we need it to be over 54 mil. So if I get in here with the ruler, anything over 54 is fine. It's about there, which is about 65, 64. So we've got about 10 mil to spare, which is really nice. So that I'm very happy with. That will work perfectly. So now what I need to do is work out this left to right, which I know I'm going to have enough travel. I just need to mount the cable. I'll show you what I'm working with, and then I'm going to think about it while I go out. So unlike the other cable, this section is plastic, so that actually makes it a little bit harder. So that actually just fits, which is amazing. So all the way to the left, I'll put a mark. Then if I go all the way to the right and measure that, it needs to be over 45 mil, which it is 54. So that'll work out mint. So now what I need to do is make a little collar or something that can go in here and then bolt to the side of this, because I don't know how else to hold it. So if I just make a piece of flat bar or whatever that's got a bend in it that can slide in there and bolt to this guy, then I'll be pretty happy with that. So that's the job when I return in just a moment. Okay, I've come back and I was thinking about it the whole time and I forgot to film and just did it. So I'll show you where I'm at. This thing can pretty much go back in the car and we have a shifting Camry. So here we go. What I've done is welded that guy on, which I showed you, and then this one I've just done a 90-degree and bolted it to the side of the housing. So I don't know if I'll have room for this in the car. If I don't, I can come up with something else, but for right now, that is really sturdy. So is this one. So I don't know if these will be good enough. This one will for sure. This one I'm not sure if it'll flex, but we have 62 mil movement if I go left to right. So that's this guy here. 62 mil throw, and then if I go front to back, which is the other one, I have 68 mil. And if I look back at the other shifter, I need 45 left to right and 54 front to back. So we've overshot that massively, which is great. So we're going to end up with a pretty short throw shifter, which is good. And it should be hopefully pretty nice. So now what I need to do is make all of this fit the Camry. So they need to swap sides at some point. If I can do that under the dash, I will, because it'll be nicer. And then they can go onto the engine, which is already set up for those cables. So I'll deal with that, and I'll get it installed, and I'll catch you up in probably half an hour. So a lot of arguing later, I've got the manual shifter in. So this section actually fits really nicely. The section on top of the tunnel that goes through the firewall, horrible to get to. That must be one of the first things I install in the car, I reckon, because that is really hard to get to. So I've done what I can and done it as best as I can. Shifter is in and all fits, which is very nice and very surprising. So now what I need to do is go onto the firewall side and make sure I can seal that side up as well. I'm sitting in the engine bay, and this is where the cables come through the firewall. So I've cut open that rubber a little bit bigger, put all the bolts back in, and it seems to be pretty happy. So now I have a whole bunch of length, which I'm probably going to have to try and snake up here somewhere and make it a bit shorter. But the main thing is that actually fits pretty good and seems to seal pretty well. So I was just having a quick look while I'm in here. We've got the fuel filter right here. So I need a whatever thread that is to probably -6, and then just go into the fuel pressure regulator, which I'm going to need because this car had a fuel pressure regulator on the engine and the engine had one in the tank. So with that combination, the motor and regulator are gone and the fuel tank from the other engine is not here. So I'll need to go off of this into a fuel regulator, and then I'll go back down into the return here, and then one into the fuel rail, and then we've got the vent for the crankcase or whatever it is that goes to the fuel tank normally. So I will plumb that back in as well, and that vents down to here, and everything seems to actually fit pretty well. Power steering's in, radiator's in. That's pretty much it for now. So that's going to be all for this week's episode. We got the radiator in, got the power steering line up, we got the shifter worked out, got the clutch pedal in, got the wiring thinned out. That's pretty good effort. So it's only been 2 days. And I've been doing other stuff in the background, which we'll see next week. So come back next week and see the rest of this Camry build. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you then.